Hey everyone, how you doing today? I hope you're having a great week. Happy Wednesday. Believe it or not, I have so many projects going that I'm having a hard time locating my painting of Queen's Gambit. Believe it or not, that's pretty funny. So let me quickly come over here and see if I can see who's actually in the class. I mean, they're not in the class, but in the live stream today. So it'll just be one quick minute. Let's see, we go over here and I can say hello to everybody. It'll just be a quick moment. Let's see, almost there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I can see who's here. Maybe no one's here. Let's see. Hey, we have Rick. How you doing, Rick? And Colette. Wendy, how are you? And then we have Willie. Good to see you, Willie. And of course, Mr. Roy Johnson. So glad to see you. And we have Patty. How you doing, Patty? And let's see who else we have here. Did I miss anybody? I think that's everyone. So thank you so much for being here. You're going to laugh because I actually cannot find my painting. You know, with my students and also my personal projects, I probably have like 12 paintings going, and I'm usually very organized. But for some reason, I can't locate, because I have them all in folders, I can't locate them in the folder. Mr. Chris Garcia, how are you, sir? Total Pain, how's it going? Good to see you. So, what I'm going to do is have you guys talks amongst yourselves, and I am going to go into my other studio and let's pray that she is there, right? So, never a dull moment, but I do want to let you know that today we are giving away an ink flinger's glove, and we're going to do that with the Wheel of Names. So, hey Fred, good to see you all the way from the UK. How are you? So it's late over in the UK. So right now, what is it, 2 o'clock in the morning over there, sir? So I really appreciate you being here. So what I'm going to do is actually try and find my painting. So talks amongst yourselves. Question. What would a topic that you guys could talk about? What would it be like doing airbrushing on the moon? Talks amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. So this is exciting. We have the painting. So isn't that great? So never a dull moment here. So let's go ahead and so I didn't do any work. I just doing everything on the live stream so you all could follow with me step by step. How cool is that? So very neat. So let's see. So if you want to, when at 10:30, I'm going to do the drawing with the Wheel of Names. And if you want to be in the drawing. Stick around till 10:30, and I want you to say, hey, put me in for the free glove, okay? The free airbrush glove. So that would be great. And we're going to use our magnets over here. So Fred says he figured he needs to stay up late tonight and watch some of my live stream and learn that I got an issue of keeping too dark of, yes, so that's something that I talked to Fred about, and everyone who has studied with me or follows my live streams know how I feel about going too dark too early, right? What is it? Too dark too early, too bad. So that's very important to build up your values super slowly, super slowly. So today we're going to come in with the medium mixture a little bit later. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to start with our detail mixture. That's the new ink in my ink flingers airbrush India ink. So this is really good to just get acclimated with the painting again, since you're coming in cold like a relief pitcher in baseball. You want to make sure that you don't come in like gangbusters and you're not warmed up. That would not be good. So that's why you want to come in and start with the detail mixture. So let's make that happen. Let's see. I would do that, Chris, but I got to make sure that people stay till 10:30, you know? It's kind of like, a one hand washes the other thing. So I'm waiting till 10:30, and this way I know you guys stayed with me until 10:30, and then we could go ahead and do that stream. So, and doesn't matter how many times you won, you're eligible. So I don't care if you won 10 times. That's what's great about this, these giveaways I have, that everyone has a chance to win, and not many people are involved. So it's like maybe sometimes like a 10% chance to win or something like that. And that's really great. Notice that I put my ink in my airbrush far away from my painting, because we don't want disasters here. So once you go ahead and the beginning of the day and you go ahead and put the paint initially in your airbrush, I don't want you to go into your artwork right away. What I want you to do is do a test off to the side, and this way you can make sure that your airbrush is working correctly, there aren't any problems. You can adjust it, adjust the air pressure, just get this airbrush tuned up, so now it's time for us to work. We can go in full force, but let's see here now. So let's see, got this here. So let's bring up the picture of her, of Anya. Let's see, where is she? Nope, that's not Anya, that's not Anya. I do this every week. There's Anya. Okay, how great, so cute. Okay, so we'll put her over here. And so you see, we're going really slow, nothing crazy. There's no points for speed unless you have a commission. But even then, you still want to, you don't want to rush a commission, because that's a painting that they're going to have for the rest of their lives and their family. So you never want to rush it. So you never want to rush anything, So somebody's birthday, I believe Blue's birthday is today, Honey's birthday, so that's pretty cool. So if I know she's on the road, but if she shows up, let's wish her a happy birthday. So, good question. Mr. Rick asked, how far should you pull back? Well, that's something that you can control with my Extreme Patriot Arrow. So, behind the airbrush, you'll see we have a large screw here, and that basically just screws in your whole needle assembly here. but there's a smaller screw here, and that actually changes the tension. So if I have the tension, I have this all the way tight, that means that when I pull back just slightly, more paint's going to come out early, right? That's one way. If I want to have a little more drag, I just loosen this a little bit. See that? You don't want to loosen it crazy. The most you want to loosen is maybe 2 revolutions, right? Like that. And then you'll see you pull back a little bit further. However, there's another way. You can increase your air pressure. You know, if you have more air pressure, that means air is going to come out quicker. All these are different ways to regulate it. But basically, you want to have your sweet spot. And once you find it, it's almost like you have to have a memory, right? So when you pull back, and that's when you feel like, okay, the ink's coming back when at this stage, and you remember that, and now when you paint, you sort of have that cadence, right? You just know when I pull back this far, the ink's coming out. If ever, it's very rare with my inks, but you know, if you're working with Createx, especially with those thick paints, if you start pulling back and it's not coming out, that means that there's a leak in, not a leak, but either a little wonderful piece of Createx stuck in your nozzle, and that's causing paint not to come out when you pull back. Also, there could be a tip dry, wonderful Createx tip dry. So, you know, so I wonder if they have that in their seminars. So anyway, so when you pull back, and you're not getting anything, please don't keep pulling back, because when you keep pulling back, you're going to put more and more air, and then you're going to get a blowout, which you get something like this. See that? Just like a blowout. That, you don't want to do that on your artwork. So there's ways to adjust it, have that muscle memory, and realize that with the inks, you don't have 1/10 or maybe 1/20 of the problems you would have with Createx. So always know that. And then we'll put that over there. And let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, Chris didn't get a cake from Wendy. And so Fred says he has a lot of issues with Wicked. Nothing comes out until I release the trigger, and then I get a spot of paint. Exactly. So that's 2 things. That could be your airbrush is not calibrated correctly. And it could be you have little dry pieces of Createx in there. And that could cause the problem. Hey, Mr. Air Todd, how you doing? So Chris said he had a custom-made ice cream cake made by a husband and wife who just opened their shop. It was simply amazing. Oh, that's so great. You see, you affect people, Mr. Chris. And, you know, you do affect a lot of people. You're such a positive influence on the airbrush community. And I just want to thank you because, you know, I'm telling you, you know, you are one of the shining stars, I think, of the airbrush community. You just make the airbrush community that much better. And I just want to give you kudos right now. So thank you, Chris. And, you know, can't wait until you retire, and then you're going to be a full-time force in the airbrush world. That's going to be great. And so that's, I don't know when that's going to happen, but that's going to be great for the airbrush world when it does happen. Oh, great. Rick's going to try the adjustments, so that's fantastic, you know. So right now, we still have the light mixture. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sculpt the hair. Remember, the hair is like a helmet, right? It's a 3-dimensional form, and it has a lot of little forms inside. And those little forms are things such as, you know, the hair, the texture of the hair, the highlights, those little textural things. But if we really squint our eyes and look at it, it sort of looks like a helmet. And you can see how the large shapes are being affected by the singular light source. That's affecting everything down to her nose, her lips, the chest piece, the fingers. So the hair is being affected as one big piece. 5 years. Ay, que bueno, amigo. That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for that. So now, when you're painting hair, so this is what I hear a lot in the airbrush world, is let's go ahead and do all the individual hairs. But what I'm saying is, let's paint like the old masters. Let's simplify the hair, make it a three-dimensional form, and then we can go ahead and play with texture. Then we can go ahead and start, you know, scratching and doing different things to get better texture. So you definitely want to make sure that, wow, 16 months for Rick to retire. That's great. You guys are going to be full-time airbrush artists, so watch out. That's going to be amazing. And you see, I'm kind of try and limit my proclivity to want to do individual hairs. And what I'm really going to concentrate on are the large shapes and how the large shapes are being affected by the light source. Just like so. And then right here we have a nice dark. So we're going to have a nice dark to go in there with the medium mixture to really pull out that dark. But we have a lot of value here, a lot of values and a lot of shapes to really define three-dimensionally, like this hair shape right here. That's a shape, that's a three-dimensional shape, so first we got to paint that as a large shape, and then we can paint the individual shapes as we go, meaning the little hairs, the hair clumps, that thing. Okay, see you in a bit there, Mr. Rick. And then we'll just pull up here and get that nice edge using our freehand shield. So Mr. Willie, did you get the mugs and were they in good shape? So Rick, Mr. Willie won the mugs, the personalized mugs, a few weeks ago, and I see they did arrive, but I'm not sure how they arrived. I used bubble wrap like crazy and lots of prayer, and I hope that they arrive in good shape. So whose birthday is tonight? Wendy, is it your birthday? Forgive me if I didn't notice. It's a lot of things going. So if I missed that it was your birthday, Wendy, let me know. So did I see? Let's see. So Colette's out there. If I didn't say hello, Colette, how are you, Colette? I was all discombobulated because I couldn't find my painting. Oh, fantastic. They arrived intact. So you see the one that was, Willie, one of them had a slight imperfection and I couldn't send you the one with the imperfection. So I made a second one. So now I had an extra one with the name Willie on it, so I just sent two. So thanks, I'm really glad that they arrived in one piece, my friend. That's good. That's very cool. So congratulations on those mugs. We'll give a giveaway probably next week for the mug again, the personalized ink flinger mug that would have your name on it. So that's something we're going to do down the line. So your birthday is not. Oh, so Wendy is 21. Wow. That's perfect. Well, Wendy has a young soul, that's for sure. And she looks very young. So whatever you're doing, Wendy, you keep doing it. Oh, that's good. Willie said he had to look for the mistake. Yeah, the mistake was I had the heat transfer tape covered the logo just a little bit, and so I couldn't give that to you. That would have been horrible. So as you can see, I'm just shaping this hair. And now I have that detail mixture. I'm going to continue. So I'm pretty good with the hair, except for maybe right here. Let's work on that. So I'm going to come over here and let's see if we could darken this hair here. Right here. There we go. So how's the sound, everybody? The sound quality is good, and you know, I want to know how everything sounds. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to very quickly just test out the sound over here on my end. Let's do that. Let's see. Just going to test it real quick. Okay, that's part 4, so this is part 5. Let me go to part 5 and see if I can find it. Okay, here's part 5, that's live. Let's see how it sounds. It sounds really good, so I'm pretty happy with the sound quality today. Always trying to make sure that I give you guys the best quality live stream. You know, I spend a lot of money on it, so it's so important. Thanks, Fred, I appreciate that. Willie says it sounds great also, so that makes me happy. So yeah, sound quality is really important because that's one of the things that really kills videos. You know, it could have perfect picture and everything, but if that sound is just not quite right, just really kills a lot of the enjoyment of the live stream. So Fred's in the UK. So Fred, if you don't make it to 10:30, I'm still going to put you in the running for the free ink flinger glove here, airbrush glove. So definitely, don't worry if you don't make it. I know it's so late out there, you know. Okay, right here in the hair, we're just going to get that value correct. And notice that I'm working with the detail mixture. I have a lot of wiggle room, right? In the event I made a mistake, it wouldn't really be a big deal. But also notice that I'm not staying in the same area and I'm not getting too dark too early, right? And also by not staying in the same area, I won't get any of the spidering that you would get, especially with something as thin as the detail mixture. It's very thin, very watery. That's why I go at 25 psi, and at 25 psi, I lower the air pressure with the pack valve, which is on my customized Extreme Patriot Arrow. Like my airbrush is absolutely the perfect calibrated airbrush for India inks or working with thin paints. So, you know, you have other brands, Iwata and everything. What separates this is that it's calibrated by myself. It's tested for at least 3 hours of me working with it before I send it out. It has a specialized needle. It has a spring at the pack valve to get micro adjustments of your air. It has a specialized custom cutaway handle so you can get to the needle quickly. You can pull it out, and also a different trigger that's on the normal Extreme Patriot Arrow. And this is the trigger that you normally would find on the Sotar. So it has great responsivity. It's low. It doesn't cramp your fingers. So this airbrush definitely, if you want to do detailed India ink paintings that are either just as a work of art by itself, or if you want to use India ink for, let's say, underpaintings of your color paintings that you might use with Createx or Holbein or anything like that, these inks work as a perfect underpainting because the inks are waterproof. So that means they won't affect your painting when you put acrylic on top, which is really fantastic. So waterproof, you can go ahead and put clear on that. You can do a lot of different things, and you're not limited. So yes, it is India ink, but you can definitely mix it, you know, use it as an underpainting and go over it with color, which I think is fantastic. Some of the things that are really a plus by using India ink. So you see I have pencil lines, right? So now I'm going over it with India ink. If I went over this with, let's say I use Createx. Yay, you know, Createx. I don't need Tim's Airbrush India inks. Once you do this, good luck erasing that pencil line, because when you use acrylic on top of pencil, that pencil is trapped forever. You know, it's like I can't get out. You know, it won't be able to erase. But look at this. Oh wow, look at that. Just erases so perfectly. Was there a pencil line there? I don't think so. And you can see right here we have different pencil lines we can get away. And just the pencil lines disappear. Because with India ink, it doesn't trap that pencil line. Although it's waterproof, it doesn't have like a hard shellac kind of surface that, let's say, an acrylic base medium would have. So that's really good. Um, oh, Wendy says, oh, well, Ruth is doing other things right now. She has different endeavors. She's still painting, but she's very busy with other jobs she has. She's such a cool person. So, yeah, so I miss Ruth as well. She's really fantastic. Thanks for asking. Uh, let's see here. And Fred says, thank you, Tim. I try to stay up from time to time to watch Bill Snagan's lives, too. Oh, yeah, Bill Snagan is a great guy. I like him a lot. Or Snagan. I'm not sure. But tomato, still a great guy, right? That's for sure. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Good to see you. Brad is so cool, so I'm glad you're here. And, oh, Rick says he loves his customized Extreme Patriot Arrow. Thank you, Rick. If you're going to do detail, this is the way to go. Now, you could go ahead and buy a $500 extreme custom micron, right? You could do that, or you could get just the same kind of detail and accuracy and refinement for $149. And if you buy, let's say, an Iwata, they'll do a test like this, right? They'll just do a circle, and they said, okay, that's good. Me, I'll work on that airbrush, work with that airbrush for 3 hours on one of my paintings before I say, okay, this is ready to leave. What does that say? That says you're getting an airbrush that is not only good, but to my standards to work on my paintings, and you guys see how detailed my paintings are. So definitely, it's the best value in airbrush, I feel. For $149, you're getting like a $400 airbrush. And another thing is, all the parts are very inexpensive. So let's say you needed to replace the nozzle. That would cost you $9 with this airbrush. If you were going to replace a nozzle, I believe, and this is old prices, it's at least $50 for an Iwata Custom Micron. So definitely, this is definitely the savings that keeps on saving. And I'll tell you, a lot of the people who had custom microns purchase this airbrush no longer use the custom micron when they have this. And that's just not a story. That's actually what I see out there. And that's really cool. So, hey, what's up there, nameless subscriber? Good to see you. And so we have Raul. How you doing, my friend? So we have a nice group today. I'm very happy. And let's see. Oh, Willie says it's an awesome system. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So we have a really good group today. We're at 10:01, so you only have a half hour to stick around, so you can be in the running for a free Ink Flingers customized airbrush glove. You see, in red, it's really fantastic. Now I'll do something special for you. In the event you want a different color, go ahead and you win, I can go ahead and do the Ink Flingers in a different color for you. How cool is that? So that's going to be exciting. And we're going to use the wheel of names, right? Oh, look at that. Wendy says smoosh the like button. So go ahead, guys, hit the like button. That would be wonderful. And if you're out there and you're enjoying it, hit the subscribe button for me. It kind of helps me to realize I'm doing the right thing, and you know, it just gives me a little bit of a confidence boost, which I need. I need to know I'm doing the right thing here. If you're not subscribed to me, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and that would be amazing. I would really appreciate it. That would be a way to help the channel, and let me know that I'm doing the right thing, and you guys are enjoying it, and more importantly, learning from this. John, how you doing all the way from Wisconsin? How's everything? How's the weather out there? So, it is autumn, and believe me, I love the silence of having no air conditioners going. It's a little warm, so I do have the air conditioners down, but right out now, it's outside here in New Jersey, it's 62 degrees Fahrenheit. And for my UK people, now don't forget my UK people, you guys are amazing. I'm going to double check and see what that temperature is in Celsius. They used to make it a little bit more simple. Nope. Let's see. I'm going to try one more time. And so here we go. Nope. One more time. And then I'm going to abandon it. So let's see. See, so I'll come here. And let's see. Okay. So why don't they make it easier for us to have the translation of Celsius to Fahrenheit, right? I'm going to get back to you guys. If anyone could tell me what that would be great. What 61 degrees in Celsius is, that would be amazing. 16.67 degrees Celsius. Wendy, that's so cool. That is pretty cold, right? I mean, for September evening. Oh, that's good. Look at that. Wendy, if you need information, whether you're looking up something, Wendy is definitely one of the premier people to go to. She is really good when it comes to looking up stuff or finding something online. She's great. She's always been. Wendy's been with me on this channel now. Well, it's been like 3 years now, Wendy, right? So I appreciate you so much. See, that's the thing, you know, with this channel, you know, why I concentrate on live streams, because when you concentrate on live streams, you're concentrating on your core audience, and you're giving them very good quality. And so longer than that, that's amazing. That's fantastic. And so Nameless Subscriber says, has anyone here ever used bleach in their airbrush to lighten up dark fabric? Wow. Bleach is really deadly, especially in air form, so I would definitely not do that, my friend. Unless you have, like, you know, Darth Vader kind of respiration or something. Brad says 18 Celsius. Wow. So he's in the plains of Canada, and he's warmer than I am here in Jersey. Isn't that funny? And I'm also 5 miles from New York City, so I'm pretty close to New York. So I'm basically closer to New York than most of New York is from New York, meaning all the 5 boroughs. I can see the Empire State Building from this window to my left, which is really neat. Okay, so now we're going to do something special. I'm going to come in with the medium mixture, and I'm just going to start hitting some of these darker areas, okay? So I'm going to go back to the light mixture and then to the detail mixture, but I want to establish some of that darks and kind of anchor some of the details. So let's see. So we are looking for we have our detail mix, and we have our dark mix, and we're looking for our medium mix. Now let's see where it is, and I am having trouble locating stuff lately. I don't know why. Mainly because I have to clean this studio up. It's not dirty by any means. It's just discombobulated. Kind of like my brain has been the last month. So, still trying to locate the medium mixture. And you know what? It could have fallen. And the medium mixture is like, I've fallen and I can't get up. And that's probably what's happening. And let's see. Oh, hey, look. Look at that, guys. Medium mixture. I found it. All right, so that's good. So let's see. So I do have, now this is another airbrush that I customized, and I love it because it has a bigger cup. It's the Extreme Patriot 105. Everything on the inside is exactly the same as the Extreme Patriot Arrow, except it has a larger cup. Same needle nozzle combination, pack valve, trigger, same cutaway handle, all those different things, which are really fantastic to give you a much better airbrush experience. And that's also available at paintedglyphs.com. $149 as well, so you don't pay extra for the bigger cup. It's like biggie sizing it at Wendy's for the same price. Always test your airbrush off to the side, right? No way am I going to go for the first time. Psh, that would make a grown man cry, this grown man. So I'm not going to do that, right? So let's see. Colette says, it will destroy the seals. Oh, is that having to do with the bleach? Okay, that makes sense, Colette, definitely. And chlorine is corrosive. Fred says, do not use paper mask for your paintings, Tim. He tries them, and without them doing it the way you are, it looks very scary. Oh, okay, with paper mask? Well, the paper mask, you just have to, see, the thing is, you can get in trouble with paper masks, but as long as you don't go too dark too early or oversaturated, you're okay. Oversaturated could cause that problem. That's very good mentioning that, Mr. Fred. So Marie, how are you? Good to see you. How's everything over there? So Marie, are you, if I'm not mistaken, are you in the Midwest, like Minnesota or something like that? If I remember you correct? Okay, now I have the medium mixture, which is considerably darker. So what I'm going to do is, with the magic of a DSLR in the live stream, don't try this at home. Now you can try it at home. No big deal. So let's go ahead and make this bigger. Let's see. Okay, now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my reference. So I use Pure Ref. If you haven't used Pure Ref before, I highly recommend it. This is actually glasses territory. So let's put the glasses on. Dun dun dun. Oh, NW, yes, you're the one. How are you? Good to see you. From Minnesota. I want to go to Minnesota. It just looks like, it sounds like a cool place. Am I right? Am I right to suspect that? Because everyone I met from Minnesota and Wisconsin have been just the coolest people. So look at the detail I'm getting, everybody. And this is a fairly dark paint here. Dark ink mixture. This is the medium mixture. This is next to the darkest. So you see, right now, I'm darkening the area, and I'm able to really get in there. See that? Just beautiful. Notice I'm not getting involved in those little individual eyelashes yet. Right now we're just doing this, the form of the eyelashes, right? We're just doing the larger forms. Oh, it's in the derriere. That's funny. Minnesota is right next door to Manitoba. That's cool. That's where Brad is, in Manitoba. Us people in New York have a hard time saying Manitoba. Kind of sounds like we're saying a man with a tuba, but that's our New York accent. So what are you gonna do, right? You can't do anything about our accent. That's who we are. But I do sound like Rocky. Yo, Adrian, you know, so that's a good thing. And let's see over here. We're going to work on the other eye. Remember, what we do on one eye, we got to do on the other eye. That's just a rule, right? Oh, yeah. So NW say, yes, it does. The news does make places sound bad because the news always seems to sensationalize the bad and minimalize the good. Am I right? So, yeah. So, so I watch, ever since I was a kid, I watch Little House on the Prairie, and they always talk about cities like Sleepy Eye and Springfield, and now, do those still exist? Those little, and Walnut Grove, do they still exist? Notice that detail I'm getting, everyone. And the thing is, you want to make sure with the pack valve that you make sure you're not getting too much air, because if you get too much air pressure, you're going to get spidering. And notice there's no spidering here. So that's important. Let's see if I can get a better focus there. Okay, there we go. Very cool. And oh no, Patty needs to sign off. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging with us, and don't work too hard, okay? Bleach and ammonia is a no-no, Roy says. Definitely true to the airbrush, I would say. Yeah, that's for sure. So have a great night, and I hope you have a great weekend, Patty. Thanks for hanging. Much appreciated. Always great to see Patty. Patty is cool. And Patty is an owner of the Extreme Patriot Arrow, and that's great, and she loves it. And I just thank her so much for trusting me to purchase it. So now I'm going to do some of the darker hairs in her eyebrow here, right? Just some of the darker. So what the space is just as important as the line you put in, right? So always remember that. Nameless says, Tim, my current project is driving him nuts with the eyes. It's a bad reference of Meyer Lansky, so it really is an old black and white photo. So what you have to do, remember, always start with a good photo if you can. There are times when you can't start with a good photo. That happens, right? In the event that that happens, you just maybe look for a different photo of that person in that same lighting, in the same position, and that could help you with the current painting that you're working on. So that's an idea, right? So remember, we worked on the eyebrow on the right side. Let's work on her eyebrow on the left side. And again, we're working with the medium mixture, so you have to be a little more careful because it's darker. Medium mixture plays for keeps a little more, so you just got to make sure that you use the 1 second rule, which means you paint for a second after you look for a second. If you're going to paint for 2 seconds, you look at your reference for 1 second. But all the time that you paint, you're going to concurrently, and you're going to beforehand, look at your reference. That keeps you in the game, right? That keeps your mind going. Your mind is not thinking about the grocery list or what have you. You're really thinking about the painting at hand. So that's really important, right? So definitely. Yeah, I heard that just, cleaning with bleach is actually very dangerous, that the companies don't talk about just how dangerous that is. So you see, and I'm going to darken because I went a little bit darker with the eye on the other side, so we just got to make sure we have symmetry with the values for the best that we can, right? sometimes it's impossible. So let's zoom out and see how it looks. Okay, so you can see there's much stronger values now. There's much more of an anchor. And then we can see the values around her has gotten much lighter. Oh, so someone said something about, oh, NW says as far as she knows, they are all still towns. That would be great. Mankato, that's another one they talk about. Mankato a lot in Minnesota. So, no, I really love that show. It's very cute, and you know, sometimes you just want to show that everything is nice in the world, right? It's okay. I also like the reality shows, things that are more, you know, steeped in reality and depressive things. That's okay too, but it's okay to have, it's good to have balance. So let's go ahead and do those nostrils. Dun dun dun. Okay, nostrils are scary. Let's see here. Okay, we'll zoom in. That's too much. Let's not get carried away, right? Okay, there we go. And medium mixture going in with the nostrils. So notice the control that we have. See that? We can darken it just perfectly. There we go. So now when I went ahead and reshaped it, I actually had seen that, you know, the shape was a little bit off, so I can erase what was there a little bit. See how I can shape that nostril much more shallow like it is? So that's beautiful. So you see, when you do have that medium mixture, you have to be careful. But the thing is, you need to go dark, and when you need to go dark, you have that kind of control. Oh, look at that, Colette says Wisconsin people. Yes, they are, including you there, Colette, in Wisconsin. And so that's cool. And it was good TV, Willie. Yes, definitely. Very good. Yeah. He did a great job, Michael Landon, with that show, have to say. Oh, let's work on her lips. The line in between the lips. Dun dun dun. All right. So look at that, 1019. So you diehards are making it to the drawing. Look at that. I know you can do it. So what you want to do is you want to make sure before you go into detail that your airbrush is working fantastically. 1 second rule, guys. See that? There we go. We just darken that. And we darken. See, and then here it gets light and then it darkens at this edge here. See that? And then the same on the other side. It darkens back here. 1 second rule. Keep your mind in the game. See that? Now we have much more interest in in the dark there, in the corners and the center, and the crease. Very important. Don't paint what's there. Just paint what's there. Okay. Just like so. And let's go see if the shadow's a little bit darker over here. Just where it's darker, not anywhere else. It's going to give you that realism. Right over here, it's a little bit darker. Keep that 1 second rule going. That's going to keep you honest. Zoom down. See here? It's going to keep that 1 second rule going. There you go. Oh, look at that. So John says he has too many interests. That's good to have a lot of interest, you know? Wendy knows a lot. She's great. Hey, what's up all day? Good to see you. How are you? So Willie says he's all over the place as well. Hey, it's good to have different interests, you know? That's the spice of life. So that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. So now I have my media mixture, and let's go ahead and let's pull out some of our shields, okay? Because I want to get some of the darks in the hair, but I don't want to mess with her face, right? I don't want to overspray. No overspray. That's bad. Overspray is counterproductive. Okay, so we're going to put her over here. We're going to line this up. Now I usually use Mylar, clear Mylar, but I wanted to do something low tech for everyone out there that doesn't have a vinyl cutter machine, who doesn't have a vinyl cutter machine. So that's why I'm doing this project low tech. Because I'm not leaving you guys out on the lurch. I understand not everyone can afford having, you know, a vinyl cutter. So that's why I like doing some, you know, some old school stuff. So you can do it at home. I want you to do paintings on your own, like really great paintings that just wow you, you know, like like you couldn't believe that you did this painting. That's what I want. That's the kind of experience that I want, you know, my subscribers to have, those who watch my live streams. That's my goal. So let's go ahead and put this here. Okay. I'm going to worry about this right side right now. There we go. Okay, so we have our media mixture, and we're let go with the media mixture. And let's go ahead and darken some of these areas here. See how nice and rich and dark it is? So we'll just, and then make sure you put magnets on the edge, and you want to spray away from your mask, right? You don't want to spray towards your mask because then it gets underneath. And that's a real problem, it getting underneath, trust me. So you definitely don't want that to happen, you know? Nayla says, that's what we like about you, Tim, always thinking about the little guys. Still would be nice if you could all have a nice toys and gadgets. You know what? Work, you know, just keep positive and it'll happen, you know? Keep positive and, you know, let people know if you want an airbrush or you want a compressor. Just put it out there, and you know, I feel that you will get it, but you have to put it out there, you know. Don't keep your wants to yourself, especially, you know, a want that is noble, you know, getting an airbrush or getting art supplies, or if you like music, you want to learn a tuba but you don't have a tuba. If you put it out there, the world will definitely get it to you. So now all day. Now, Nameless, do you have airbrushes enough and everything like that to work? Fred says, as much as I want to stay, I cannot keep his eyes open. So don't worry about it, Fred. You're in the running for the free gloves, okay? So you have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging. And don't worry, this is still going to be on my YouTube channel. And you can go ahead and watch the rest tomorrow after work, you know. Oh, Marie would like to be in it. Yes, so it's up to 10:30, Marie. So so just tell me at 10:30 and you will be in the running, okay? So that's cool. So definitely, I wish you luck, Marie. I wish you luck, everybody. It's a really cool glove, and I know you'll enjoy it. And it'll give you a lot of good service. So why do I wear the airbrush glove? Because it keeps my hand, the oils, from getting onto the surface and then making things weird. So we definitely don't want that to happen. And let's go ahead and work on this dark over here with the medium mixture, just making things nice and rich. And oh, cool. So Wendy says, I want $1 billion. You know what? I think something like $1 billion might not happen, but I think if we, you know, put out there that, you know, we want financial security, and I think it's much better to do that, and your chances are definitely improved when we do that, you know. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I really believe that's the case. It doesn't happen right away, but it does happen. So that's good. Okay, so I want to work on this area, so let me get the little thing for that. Dun dun dun. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. I will find it. I will find it. Let's see. I think this is it. Let's see. Boy, it's like a Rubik's Cube. This is not it, right? Nope, not it, Tim. Let's see. What about this? Nope. Can you tell I was never good at puzzles? I don't know. I mean, is it pretty self-evident there? Tim is not good at puzzles. I was never good at puzzles. I've never owned a puzzle. I've never asked for a puzzle for Christmas. I don't do crossword puzzles. And I know that's puzzling, but the thing is, I just don't have the mind to do it because there's no reason for it except to solve it. I want to solve something that it's a real reason for me to solve this, right? So that's important to me. You know, is there an outcome, you know, to, you know, let's see, I have to, so I don't want to kill my metal board, so I'm just going to put this underneath like that. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Nameless says, I have 3 and working on 4th. Only 1 compressor and I'm surprised hasn't crapped out. Yes, definitely let people know you want a new compressor. It'll happen. Rick says he has all the gadgets except the magnets. They are eluding me. Yes. So put that out there that you need those magnets. They'll come. They'll come. I promise you. And Wendy says it's left brain. You're more right brain. Does that mean I'm more right brain? That's probably what it is. Yeah, but when it comes to, like, you know, working in art and finding, you know, different, I guess I have to be interested in it, Wendy. If I'm not interested, if I don't see an outcome to it, like it's not solving a problem that I want to solve, then I just don't have the stamina. I'm just like, nah, I don't need to learn. I don't need to fix that Rubik's Cube. I can go through life not knowing how to solve it because, you know what? I don't give a you know what whether or not all those squares line up. It's not important to me. I know that's a ridiculous way of doing it. I'm no fun, right? Oh, all day says us lefties are in our right mind. That's funny. And let's see. Okay, so now what we're going to do is let's get back in with this dark here, and let's just get some nice darks here because we can. That's why. All right, let's see what we did, right? Oh my God, what did you do? Let's see. Ah, okay. There we go. Okay. Sometimes when you have a little magnet, you can take a big magnet and grab a little magnet rather than having to, you know, move it around all over the place. Dun dun dun. Let's see what we have. Oh, I think it's starting to get a little more defined. What do you all think, right? Oh my God, it's 10:30. So you know what that means, right? So Mike, you got here just in time. How great. How are you? Not lined up makes better. That is true, Mike. You know, you always got to look at the the bright side. So, we are at the wheel of names. So right now, I have my trusty little post-it notepad. Let me take Anya. Anya, move over here for now. Okay, so who is in the wheel of names? So everyone tell me. Wendy. Wendy wants to be in the wheel. We have Fred. Fred had to go to sleep because it was like 4 in the morning over there. And let's see, new job. Oh, congratulations, Mike. That's great. So, who else? Who else wants to be in the wheel of names? So go ahead and tell me. Oh, Roy. Roy wants to be in with the glove. And let's see. The Rubik's Cube. Oh my God, the Rubik's Cube is horrible. So, Mike, you want to be in the? Mike and I know Chris said he wants to, so we have Chris in the wheel of names, and let's see who else. Oh, John D, wheel of names, and let's see, nameless subscriber. All right, nameless. Always great to have you aboard. And we got Willie. Willie is in the wheel of names. Rick, this is going to be a good one. Northwest, all right. Glad to have you aboard, Northwest. Hope you win. And what about Mike? You want to be in the wheel of names? You're going to be a chance to win a Ink Flingers airbrush glove. Much like this, but with ink flingers on it. And that's cool. Well, all right, so we got Mike in there. That's good. All right, what about Mr. John Payne? Are you out there? Because I know, and Brad, we're putting Brad in, right? And let's see. Okay, so Marie, yes, Marie, we got you, Marie. Perfect. Okay, so thanks for reminding me. So Brad, you're in. Colette, yes. So Colette is in there. Look at this. This is great. And we have 21 concurrent viewers. And I think that has to do with the Wheel of Names. So that's fantastic. And so it's a win-win situation here. So who else out there? So we got 2 minutes. So basically, let's see. Blue, how you doing? Happy birthday. So Blue, you want to be in the Wheel of Names? Blue won last week. Remember, it doesn't matter how many times you're in it and you win, you're eligible for the next week. So that's it. So Blue, all you have to do is say that you want to be in the Wheel of Names and you're in there. So right now it's 10:34. 1 more minute. We have it. Oh yeah, Marie, yes, got ya. And Love 3. Okay, we have you. And John Payne, we got you. And John P. And let's see who else. So Blue, you have 1 minute to get into the Wheel of Names. I don't want you to miss out. So I know it's your birthday. So let's see. So 10:35. So I'll give you a few more seconds, Blue. You just got to say that you want to be in it. So let's go ahead. We're going to go over here. And I'm going to go to the Wheel of Names. Everyone loves the Wheel of Names. It's the best thing since sliced bread. So let's see who we have here. Okay, so right now that means that the Wheel of Names is closed for who can be in it. So right now we are going to go to a different presentation here. Let's see, which presentation has that? Let's see. Is it over here? Oh, I think it's desktop, right? There we go. Okay. So everyone can still hear me. Let me know you can still hear me. That would be great. And so now we're going to go to the Wheel of Names. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove people who, okay, Steve UK is not in it this week. And Toby, unfortunately, I didn't hear from you. Chris is still here. Brad's still here. Nameless, Rick, Willie, Raul, I didn't hear from you, unfortunately. And then we have Blue, I didn't hear that you wanted to be in the Wheel of Names. John Payne, Wendy, Todd, and Roy. So who is new? So we have Fred. Let's put Fred in there. And we have, well, Chris we have. Nameless we have. Rick, NW. There's a new person. So cool. Thanks for participating. And then we have Mike. So Mike D. Great to see you. Congrats on the new job, my friend. And then we have Colette. Now, Colette was still there. And then we have Marie. Cool. All right, Marie. Thanks for participating. And we have Love. Always good to have Love in the house. And that looks like everybody. Roy, Chris. Oh, John D. Last but not least, Mr. John D. And so there we have, we don't want doubles here because that would give Roy twice a chance to win, which wouldn't be bad because I like it when Roy wins. So, oh yeah, one more person. Who was that? Oh, John D. Okay, so now we have everyone here, right? Everyone here has a chance to win the glove. What's really cool about this is is that not only does everyone have a chance to win, but if it lands on my icon here, then there's something special going to happen, which I don't know yet, but it's going to be cool. So now let's go ahead and make this happen. Here we go. All right, so we should have like really cool music going. Let's see. Kind of grunge music, right? Kind of cool. Wheel of Names. Amazing. Let's see what we got here. It looks like Wendy, but this thing doesn't, this thing takes a long time to wow, it looks like Love wins. Roy always comes close every week, doesn't he? But it's still going, it's still going. Roy might have a chance. Oh, Love won. Way to go, Love. Congratulations. So cool. So, okay, so that's the Wheel of Names, and you are a lucky recipient of the glove. So the Ink Flingers Airbrush glove. If you don't like red, let me know. But go ahead and email me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com so I know where to send this. And I'll get it out to you ASAP, okay? So let's see how people like the Wheel of Names. And let's see. Oh, Raul, I missed you. Sorry about that. But it was after the 10:35 mark. So you had to say, unfortunately, you wanted to be in it. So, Raul, don't worry. So next week, how about this, Raul? Since you missed it, just remind me next week I'll put you in 2 entries, okay? So I'll make you 2 entries, twice the chance to win. All right? So way to go, Love. Fantastic. Roy, so close yet so far. Every week, Roy comes so close to winning. But don't worry, you're getting warmed up. So don't let that throw you, okay? So exciting. Those who haven't received your winnings yet, don't worry, I'm getting around to it. Remember earlier I couldn't even find my painting. It's just getting a little busy here in Tim's studio. But don't worry, I'll get that out to you as soon as possible, okay? So, all right. So I do see that Miss Miss Blue actually did an amazing gas tank, so that was fantastic. Congratulations on that. That was great. And okay, getting a little overspray. You know, sometimes when I'm working in here, you can be so careful, but you still can get some overspray. That happens. Amazon. What about Amazon, Miss Wendy? You know? The wheel likes you. The wheel is just playing hard to get. That's all, Roy. You're getting so close, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna go back to our detail mix, and we're gonna start working on some detail here and there. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, I do sell them on the web page on paintedglyphs.com. So let me know if you want one. You can email me, Mike, and you know I'll give you a special deal on one. You know I'll work it out for you. Always great. You know, one of the things is someone buys from me, they always get extra. I just can't help myself. You know, it's just the way I am. I'm just so thankful to hang out with you and that you trust to purchase something from me, and that makes me happy. So I'm just grateful. So I like giving giving stuff, you know. So I believe it's $5 for one of these, which is not bad, not a bad price. So, and there's other things on there, you know, that you can purchase, such as you know these really great erasers that you can't buy anymore. They don't make them, but are perfect for hair. So let's say you wanted to do scratch some hair, you can really get some really good hair, just as you see here. You can really, so this is really fantastic, and they're really aggressive, so you can't purchase them anymore. So I got a hold of them over the holidays last year, you know. So right now, let's see. Oh, so Nameless says that he's curious about my background in art and training. Okay, you have a moment? So here goes. So as I'm painting, I'm going to talk about my background. So since I was a little kid, I never wanted to do anything but be an artist. So, you know, there was never aspiration to be a fireman, a doctor, scientist. I always wanted to be an artist. So that was always my focus. When I was 14 years old, my family moved to New York City. And in New York City, they have specialized high schools. And for those who have, you know, a lot of talent, they have specialized high schools for aviation, those who have talent for, you know, airplanes, being a pilot, being a mechanic. They have Bronx Science, where, you know, those who are excellent in science in New York City, they take all the talented kids in different disciplines, and those kids can apply to go into those specialized high schools. So one of the more specialized and famous of the specialized high schools is from the show Fame. Remember that? So Fame was the School of Performing Arts in New York City, and that really did exist. And that was one of the schools, if you were good at dancing, instruments, that sort of thing, you would go to the School of Performing Arts. So I was in 8th grade in New York City, and I found out about the High School of Art and Design. So you have to have a portfolio, and you have to take a test. And so I had like 6 months to go ahead and work on my portfolio. So I did get into that school. So at 15 years old, I was being taught by professional artists. I had 6 periods of art a day as a 15-year-old. So I studied with very talented painters who exhibit in galleries, such as Irving Greenberg, Max Ginsberg, Irving Doctor. And so I had 6 periods of art a day, but that wasn't enough. And I would stay extra, and I would come in early and learn to paint. So when I was ready to go to college, and I would show my portfolio, all these colleges would be tripping over themselves because they wanted me to go to their school. So I went to Long Island University for a while, and I went there for 1 year and studied art history with Michael Skinner, and that's where I really got my love for the work of the 19th century French academics, the neoclassicists, even Vermeer and Rembrandt. So after that, I received a scholarship to the National Academy School of Fine Arts, where I studied with Harvey Dinnerstein for 3 years. During that period of time, I also studied oil painting with Ron Scher, and I studied for a short period of time with Daniel Chard. So my background is so extensive. When I was at the National Academy School of Fine Arts, I was recipient of a merit scholarship, and that's not given out too often. So I got that for 3 years, and I studied under Harvey Dinnerstein, studied pastels and oil paints, and so that was really amazing. And so basically I have 8 years of art school. And I could have gotten a scholarship anywhere, but I never followed a school. I only followed the teachers. So that's why I went to the National Academy. Now, National Academy is a very famous school. Norman Rockwell went there. William Merritt Chase went there. All the big artists of America went there. Even somebody as famous as George Inness, the famous 19th century landscape painter, went there. So basically, I would say I have the Harvard University equivalent in art school. So after I left art school, I had sort of like a Dustin Hoffman kind of graduate moment where I left art school and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was confused. You know, there's no jobs for oil painters and pastel painters. They're just not there. So I was kind of in between. I wasn't able to pose the model or afford the model. We worked from life, so it was quite a bit of, in my 20s, was really a rough time for me. And I bounced around a lot. I got different part-time jobs, like at a camera store. I waited tables for a while. Did all kinds of really meaningless jobs that didn't have anything to do with my art. There was even a time period when I stopped painting because it was all too confusing for a young man. And my dad got sick, and that's when I really stopped painting, and then he passed away. And at that time, it was probably around 1998, and I was so far away from art, it's not funny. So when that happened, again, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. And then I got married, and at the time, she was the right person because she helped me get back into art. You know, she encouraged it. And what's funny is I ended up teaching her, and she became an artist. So that's when I started exhibiting again, like in 2001, 2002, and started getting into pastels and everything. And then my art career got right back into shape, and my technique got back. I got back to where I was, and it just really just happened more organically. But then things didn't work out, and it was a horrible divorce, and then I ended up going back to full-time employment at Amazon. But the thing is, when I was at Amazon, which was from 2007 until 2017, I was still painting every day. I used to get up early in the morning and paint. After work, I would paint. On the train, I would draw. So I was back to full-time position in art, but I didn't stop the seriousness. In 2017, what happened was my division at Amazon went ahead and was liquidated because it wasn't making enough profits. So I had a little baby severance package, and that's when I started being a full-time artist again. So yeah, it's sort of a circuitous thing, you know. I was a scholarship student at, you know, a very prestigious, famous school, but I didn't have a very linear a linear progression in my career. I got sidetracked a little bit, and so, you know, yeah, when marriages don't work, a lot of times we always talk about, yeah, it was horrible and how it ended and all that. We always say that. But the one thing I have to say about my ex is that she helped me really get back into art. She helped me really go full force. And even though I was a full-time artist, when I met a full-time person working at Nextel, she encouraged that. So that's something I'm always thankful for, that relationship. It's not all bad, that's for sure. Okay, enough about that. So let's see what we have here. So that was a really long answer, right? So let's see. Nameless says, how much you charge for the aggressive erasers? $5, my friend. And we accept PayPal, so that's good. And with PayPal, you just follow the link. You could use a regular credit card. If you do have any trouble with PayPal, you can always send me a check. Just instant message me or email me at paintingclips.com and I'll take care of that. Wendy says, look for the artist glove on Amazon. No, I wouldn't buy it on Amazon. Buy it from me. So you buy it from me, you're going to make sure you get the right thing, and also you're going to make sure you're going to get extras. So don't buy it on Amazon. Don't put more money in Jeff Bezos' hands, honestly. Don't do that. So Brad says, so remember all of this when you're thinking about Tim's classes. You will be getting one-on-one instruction from one of the best out there. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. And Blue says, great story. I'm glad you didn't fall asleep, Blue. So I appreciate that, Blue. Thank you. Thank you. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, I was among the best art students at the time, and there were some great artists back then I was going to school with. I was just so fortunate to have parents that, wanted to go ahead and, encourage me. I was a pretty smart kid. I could have done anything. Grades was easy. And imagine my parents' surprise when I said I wanted to be an artist. They're like, oh my God, what's this kid talking about? Right? Mike says, look up my previous comment. I will, Mike. Keep the list of names from tonight. Everyone gets one. I'll email you the payment. Wow, that would be amazing. Yes. So basically, the only thing is, let's work on the shipping on that, okay, Mike? So thank you. That's so very, 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 very amazing of you. Thank you, Mike. I really, really appreciate that. So did everyone hear that? That Mike is going to give a glove to everybody. So everyone has to email me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com and give me your address, and Mike and I will make sure that you get a glove, okay? So I think that's just amazing. So just goes to show you, when you start and you give to the world like I do with these live streams, it's just amazing that everything, how do you say, it's just so amazing that that it sort of grows, right? That the giving kind of grows and the spirit grows. And so that's amazing. So I'm so thankful for that, Mike. Thank you so much. And so that is so cool. And let's see. And I will actually go ahead and I'll personalize every single one of them. So everyone tonight that was on the Wheel of Names, and also Raul, you're going to be on there. You're going to get a glove too, because you were so close. Is going to get an Ink Flinger's glove, okay? And also Blue, because it's her birthday. So we'll make that happen. And me and Mike will definitely talk about that. So Mike, just once again, I'm going to put it in the comment, paintedglyphs@gmail.com, and together we'll make this happen, okay? I'll help you with the shipping on everything. So that's good. And so that is just fantastic. You're the best, Mike. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mike rules, that's for sure. So congratulations again on your new position. That's fantastic. And so I have some friends that that are influencers, and one of the things they say is that money likes to move. And what do you all think about that? About money likes to move? If you have extra money or money comes to you, it's always good to move it, right? Not to keep it. And then more money, it actually enables more money to come to us. Do you guys feel that in life? Has that been true? That's a new concept for me, and I love it, and I see it more and more since my friends told me about that. What do you all think of that? Um, so that's really great. So thank you so much. So if you want to learn how to paint like this and how to learn about principles such as keeping things light, being more, when to use the detail mixture, the light mixture, the medium mixture, how to set up the line drawing, how to finish a painting. A lot of people have a hard time how to finish a painting. Definitely you need to contact me. My classes are only, my mentorship program is $100 a month. That $100 a month gives you 1 2-hour class. I work around your time, so it's not like you have to change your schedule. I work around your schedule. And we have a one-on-one class where we work on a project from beginning to end continually. So each week you have that 2-hour class. And there's a group class every Friday night, and that's usually from 1 to 2 hours. And that group class is, so you have basically 3 to 4 hours of instruction a week, and that is only $100 a month. There are months where there's 5 weeks and you still get the $100, you still get the extra week with that. So it's not like I charge you when there's a longer month. So it definitely is the most amazing value out there. If let's say you go ahead and you purchase a 4-day class for, let's say, $400, an online class of $400. So that's great, and I know you'll get something from them, and there's so many great teachers out there. But if we're talking about value, if you think about it, you'll get 4 months of instruction with me, which will turn out to be 16 hours of one-on-one instruction plus an extra 16 hours more or less of a group class. Plus you can ask me any questions about personal things, personal projects, and so it's just amazing value. If you're interested in that, just go ahead and go ahead and email me, paintingcliffs@gmail.com. And All Day says, karma is always in full force. And Tim, I always toss out my work. It never ever gets finished. All Day, stick here. Stick going to these live streams. Some people, if you can't afford the classes, that's okay. These live streams are here. I keep my live streams on my YouTube channel. So you can continue learning. Don't worry. You can continue learning, and I will teach you through all the progressions how to finish a painting. So that's going to be our goal. And email me if you have any questions all day, okay? Roy says, I used to do that. Now I work at fixing it. Cool. Very cool. Yes, Roy's doing some incredible personal projects. Unbelievable. I've seen Roy's growth. He's been with me for a long time. How long have you been with me now, Roy? Is it closing on a year now? So that's really great. And it's a pleasure working with Roy. Roy is in my, he is in my mentorship program. And just a pleasure to work with, as all my students are, you know. Let's see. Okay. So Wendy says sometimes we give up too soon. Our paintings go to a really ugly stage, but you keep going. Now remember, each painting you work on those ugly stages and you turn those ugly stages into beautiful stages. You know, so always work, every painting should be a progression of improving the last painting, right? So I was talking about this with Colette, who's one of my students, and we talk about how if you have an issue with the painting you just completed, and I don't care who you are at one level, whatever level, there's always going to be something that gave you trouble on the last painting. So your next painting should be about correcting that issue. So, and you do that, and that gives you a pragmatic advance in your technique, and that's what you really want to work on. That's really going to take your work to that next level, okay? So that's what I want to see. So you have to finish a painting. So right now we're doing Queen's Gambit, right? Having to do with chess. How many times do I see when someone loses a queen or some piece and they give up? I say, if you lose that queen, you continue playing without that queen, because that's going to be two things. It's going to teach you how to use your other pieces, and not only that, it's going to make you realize how painful it is to lose your queen, and you're not going to be so fast to bring her out too early, right? So same thing with your painting. If you have a problem with your painting, you finish that painting. You make sure you go all the way. And then once you finish that and complete it, then you can make the next painting about kind of avoiding that issue that you had to deal with. But it gives you that problem-solving skills that could be missing in your work, right? So definitely. Let's see. What else do we have here? So John says, so Tim, when I go painting a portrait to painting a pet, is that an improvement? Yes. Painting people is always much more of the highest form of art, right? When it comes to classical art, the echelon is the portrait and the figure on the very top. That is the echelon. That is the top. That's the highest. It's like in music, classical music is the most refined form of music. So the same thing goes with painting and classical art. So everything is a culmination to painting the figure and the portrait. So definitely, John, definitely the painting people is definitely at a higher level aesthetically, and than painting pets. Now, I'm not going to say that painting pets is not great, and people have whole careers in painting pets, but I'm just letting you know what the art world feels about it, right? And I think it's true. I think, honestly, that when we paint people, that's the highest form of painting. Of course, I was trained by people who think so. So, make sure you take that with a grain of salt. And we have some darks here. I am in no rush to finish this portrait, but I am going at a good pace and it's happening. Uh-oh. So, Mr. Willie, all right, have a great night, sir. Don't work so hard. Willie has to get up early in the morning. Always a pleasure hanging out with you, sir, and I hope you enjoy that coffee, your morning coffee with the Ink Flingers mug. Mike, you have a great evening. Don't work too hard tomorrow. And email me, and we'll figure out how we're going to get the shipping together and also getting those gloves out. And thank you on behalf of everybody. I appreciate that, Mike. You're the best. Oop, little bit of spidering there. So you can't see the naked eye, but let's zoom in. Now the trick is, when you do have spidering like that, it does happen, is not to do anything. Don't do anything right away, right? And also, yes, so everyone has to email me their addresses, okay? So that's paintinglyphs@gmail.com. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. So you see that little bit of spidering? I'm not going to do anything right now. Several reasons. First reason, if I step back and think about it, I'll be able to go ahead and assess the situation and find out a better resolution. Second reason is that that's still wet. And if I go ahead and start erasing what's still wet, I'm going to destroy the paper. And then those who worked in this paper know when that happens, that causes a real problem. So definitely you don't want to do that. And so, Wendy, you have a great night, and thanks so much for hanging. I appreciate that. So that's cool. Thank you so much. And let's see. Okay, and I'm going to help Mike with the shipping. So that's going to be a lot of shipping. I'm going to help him with that. So this way we can work on that together, find the best shipping rates. And remember, give me your address. And also, Love All Day, make sure you give me your address because you won. So that's cool. So remember, little bug. It's a little bug in here. So remember that you want to leave that alone, that little spidering, right? We'll come back to it. When you make a mistake in airbrush, you don't want to rush to judgment and fix it because a lot of times you'll mess it up. So you definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and darken these areas. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find the mask I have for that chest piece. Do I have a mask for that chest piece? That is the question. Let's see. I did see it somewhere earlier today. And okay, I do have the chest piece here. So let's go ahead and see if we can put that right here. See, I have that little bugger. And okay. So this is a job for the baby magnets. Right, just like right here. And this way I just want to make sure that I don't have overspray, right? That's the only thing. Just don't want too much overspray going on there. That's all. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work in here. I'm going to start with the detail mixture and then we'll go from there. Just going to deepen this dark. There we go. Oh, 100, yes, that's true. 100, that's exactly it, Brad. 184 pound paper, Pebble Gray, and that's by Colorline by Canson. If you can't find it, it's on Dick Blick, blickart.com, but I do sell it on my website if you need it, if you want to try just 5 sheets. So I have a good rate just for 5 sheets, which you don't sell, and that's 8.5 by 11. So you can't purchase 8.5 by 11s anywhere but on my website. So it's a good way to try it out without getting a whole pack. Or getting, because they come in large sizes, and that means you have to cut it. So if you don't have a paper cutter, definitely go my route on my website. That would be a good thing to do. Little by little we're getting there, right? We're not in a hurry. There's no awards for speed. At least not that I know. There's no, in the art museum, there's no quickest painting section. It doesn't matter. What matters is your results. So take your time. Build everything up super slowly, right? So you know when you're spraying and sometimes your freehand shield kind of lifts up? A way to fix it is that you just lift the angle up a little bit, and then it no longer billows under, which is good. Okay, so you see how we're darkening that, and we're just going to extend that dark. So I'm about 3 inches away, and you see I'm just extending this dark, really paying attention. Remember the 1 second rule, right? That's always, Blue says, Tim, have you found this to be the best paper for airbrushing only or any kind of art? It's really good. I mean, it's really good for doing pen and ink, and it's great for drawing, you know, with graphite. So I really love it, and it's really, and that's just not me saying, you know, because I'm sponsored by it or anything. This is because I tried all the paper out there, and this paper has so Bristol board is really good. It has a nice thick thick feel to it, but it's too slick. So this has the same thickness as Bristol board, but it has the absorbency of paper, of expensive paper. So that's why I like it so much, you know. And John says, what does John say? Pebble gray, yes, that's the thing. That's the one to get. And so very true. And let's see. Brad says Steve Leahy is using it for his 543 paintings. Yes, that's true. So he definitely can see that it's the best stuff out there. And the proof is in the pudding. You know, all those great paintings he did, that's because the paper helps, right? He wouldn't be using it if it didn't help his cause, right? So definitely. So if you ever get a chance, Steve Leahy on Monday nights has a great live stream. It's on Facebook Monday nights at 6 p.m. under Steve Leahy on Facebook. So there's a lot to learn from his live streams. I highly recommend it. So definitely check it out. You won't be sorry. There's a great group of people. A lot of the people from Steve Leahy's live streams are here, and very like-minded people. So very cool. So definitely check it. Yes, mixed media definitely is great for mixed media. So I agree. And thanks for that all day. I appreciate that. Always love your feedback and, you know, what you all think. That's great. I learn just as much from you all as you learn from me sometimes. So remember that. And so right now, you know, things are going slowly, but we haven't even gotten to, you know, some of the dark accents. We haven't come in with the white pastel yet. Just hold on to your hats. Things are really going to start coming together real soon with this painting, trust me. You're really going to see things start to pop. And little by little you can see that she's coming together as I slowly darken those values, slowly start getting definition, working things out, going from light to dark, starting to work on textures, all those different things. They all comes, hey, what's up there, Mr. Todd, how are you? Lost you there for a while. And how's your new job going? You said you had a new position? So, and I'm sure that's taking up a lot of your time there, Todd. Todd's in San Diego. Okay, so on this side we have a little bit definition over here. So let's zoom in and zoom in under her lip here. Now we'll just, we'll remove these magnets. Let's see what's underneath. There we go. So you see we maintained some nice definition. Now we can go in and refine our chest piece. And right here, it's a little darker underneath her lip here. See how this shape comes out and then just curls underneath. And then on the corner of her mouth, we have a little indentation. And then that shape comes up here. And then right here on the border, we have another shape that comes up. So we have all these little shapes that demand to have a three-dimensional form, right? It's not just a face, it's a lot of little shapes. So now what we're doing is we're making sure we're giving form and attention to those shapes. They're just as important as the nose. They might be a little more discreet and quiet, but they're just as important. So you see, like right here in the fulcrum, it's a little bit darker over here. So you're giving that a little bit more of a shape. And you're just refining those shapes, you know. And Brad says he's going to have a new position next year also, full-time retirement. Wow, that's going to be great. So we have a lot of our members here who are getting ready to retire and become full-time artists. So that's so exciting. I'm very happy for everybody. You guys work very hard to get it, and I will help you any way with the transition I can, right? So that's amazing. So again, right now we're at 11:17, so we're getting to the home stretch here, which is great. Love the home stretch. And okay, so you see how light this part of the neck is in right next to, and we want to accentuate that. So I have a shield here, and it's going to cover the neck, and right here. So we want to cover the neck, and we're just going to accentuate that border. It's going to look good, trust me. That's always scary when someone says, trust me. That's usually just before you get messed up. But you can trust me this time, I promise. So what we're going to do is we're just going to line this up. See? Okay. Bam, just gonna put that on there. Now watch what happens when we think we're going really white, right? Everything's really light. Tim, you're working so light. When are you gonna go ahead and put some value in there? Look at this, how cool this looks. See? You think I'm going so light, but the thing is we're building up slowly. So look how dark those darks are getting. But we're not going that dark like the meter's running on our car and we have to go to the bathroom. We're taking our time, we're building it up slowly, and you know what? When you build it up slowly, before you know it, you're there. So let's go back to our light mixture, and I'm just going to accentuate this border here, right? I'm just going to really make this border darker, because if we want that neck, that beautiful light neck to show, we definitely have to give a little more oomph to that area there. So you can see, you think we're going really light, but when we put the white paper there, boom, you can see how dark we're getting. Slow and steady wins the race. That is so very true, Brad. And I agree all day, that's for sure. So as you can see, you know, you think we're not doing anything, but in reality, we're really kicking butt and taking names. So, all right, so now we have our eraser, and I want to accentuate this reflected light here under her chin. See that? We're going to accentuate it, just like that. Let's give it a little strength, right? You know, that helps. So now we're doing that. So rather than start going into the next stage, which is starting to come in with the dark mixture and then hit some of the highlights, let's continue working on building up values and texture, right? So let's go back to the hand. We were working on the hand earlier, last week, and let's work on that a little bit to bring us home, right? And let's see. see here. Work on her cute fingers. All right, let's start with the index fingers. Always a good place to start. Let's see. Let me put the magnets on so I get some structure again here. So yeah, another night in the books. I had fun with you all. We learned a little bit. Okay, before we do that, okay, I wanted to go and address the spidering, but let's do that. I think that's good. So let's address the spidering that we did earlier, because that's a good lesson. Remember I said we don't want to touch it, because if we touch it, right away we're going to make decisions that probably aren't the best. So let's move on over there. Okay, so the first thing is we want to now, since it's dry, we want to go ahead and just try and erase it a little bit, but make sure we don't make it too obvious that we're making everything lighter around it. Now, granted, you know, you're still going to see it, but it's going to be not really able to be discerned by the naked eye, right? So you see we kind of release that a little bit, and we're going to lighten it up on the inside as well. And then we're going to take our mixture here. I'm going to lower my, not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to lower my pack valve, and now I'm going to slowly go over it, just like so. And maybe I'll extend the shape of, maybe I'll extend the shape a little bit of the collar, because you know what? We can do whatever we want. As Mr. Bob Ross says, it's your world, right? The air is human, but to make it look like it never happened is really smart. So that's my new phrase, my new Timism. There's a little pencil line over here. Let's get rid of that. I think you do great there, Todd, definitely. Blue, have a great night. Take care and safe travels, okay? And really wonderful what you did with that gas tank. Congratulations. It looks just stunning. But then again, you're a wonderful artist. I'm not surprised. And let's see. And so you see how that looks much better? And we took our time and didn't try and fix it right away. We can just very slowly fix it. There we go. And let's take a look at the neck, because I think it's too light here in the center, right? So we have to calm that down. So as you're painting, it's always good to check your values. Make sure that the value disparity is not too far, right? So you can see here in this neck area, it was way too bright. So now I'm just going to calm that down and bring it more in line with everything else. Little by little, we'll get there. Then while I'm here, let's darken the tip of this finger. And now we can go back to where we wanted to, which was the index finger. So we got there anyway. A little circuitous route, but we still got there. Look at that beautiful line we're able to get, like a pencil. So the customized Stream Patriot Arrow will do anything that a custom Micron will do. I will definitely accept any challengers out there who don't believe that it can. And that's just not mine. That's everyone that purchased it will get that kind of control, because that's the breadth of why it's being built, is to do stuff like this. So if you're having control problems, I would definitely say, without a doubt, the Extreme Patriot Arrow is the way to go, you know? No, painting slow is definitely great, Todd. That's the right way to do it, you know? Definitely the right way to do it. And let's turn this knuckle here. See, the knuckle is turning in three-dimensional space, just like the nose is in the mouth, and we have to make that knuckle turn. Same thing with the bottom of this finger, right? That's turning. As it turns away from the light, it's going to get more shadow. As it turns towards the light, it's going to get more light. So we have to make sure that we pay attention to it. It's not just a finger, it's a three-dimensional form in space, just as the hair is, just as her head is, her eyes are. So we have to give it that same attention. And let's go with that finger, the middle finger, right? We can work on that a little bit. I always try and give you all the full 2 hours, you know? So, you know, even if I'm running out of gas, I'm still going to give you the full 2 hours. And what's great is I leave these live streams on. So you can go on my YouTube channel and watch from beginning to end how to do a portrait. It's nowhere else online. They're continually 8 to 10 hours of airbrush demonstrations for free. And it's live every week, but they're recorded and on my YouTube channel. So that's a really cool thing. So maybe you can't afford classes, and I understand that. But this is a way where you can get real instruction and real golden nuggets of information. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. So this way you can see all of the paintings that I've done over the years. And also you get a notification when I'm going live or if I have a new video. So definitely will benefit you to subscribe. We have the knuckle here. We put that there. We have the dark of the knuckle here. That finger actually is turning. So you see how we're making the whole hand turn one finger at a time. Oh, thank you so much there, Mr. John. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate you, sir. Well, slow is fine. That's really, honestly, I really think that working slowly is the way to do it. In anything, you know, I don't think speed is overrated. Except computers. We want our computers to work fast. So everybody, congratulations to All Day for winning the airbrush glove in the Wheel of Names. And also thank you for Mike DeLoach for donating a glove for everyone who was on that Wheel of Names, including Raul, who wanted to be on but didn't. And that's fantastic. So All Day, I want you to email me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com, and I could send you your email address. Also, everyone out there who, John, have a great night. Everyone out there who was on the Wheel of Names, you have to contact me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com, and I can go ahead with Mike DeLoach and get you your free Ink Flingers airbrush glove, which is really great by him, you know. Oh, so you don't, okay, so All Day, if you don't want it, would you want a mug or something like that? You let me know. So still contact me, okay? And see what I can do for you. You did win fair and square. and I want you to definitely win. So here we are. This is where we are right now with Miss Anya. So little by little we're getting there, and as we slowly darken things up and then lighten things up with the highlights and the pastel, it's really going to come together. So once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. The sound was good this week. The company was amazing. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks for making my Wednesday special.